Greetings, greetings, greetings. This is Arno on the wall, live again. Give praises, give love, giving thanks. Greetings, bless. Yes, we are here today. How have you all been doing? You know, today is a beautiful day. And because of that, you know, we need to continuously give acknowledgement to the Creator, give acknowledgement to God, you know, give acknowledgement to the energies, to our ancestors, to vibration, you know, give praises. Greetings. Greetings to you, Kim. Greetings, Jennifer. I love it. I love it. Yeah. So we inside. We all inside. My brethren celeb. The original Boo Boo. Rodney. Ferrari. What? Greetings. Greetings. Now I'm talking about things little kind of jiggy tonight, boy. It's jiggy. Yes, so I hope some of you all have your beverages. You know, I drinking homemade here, not wine, juice. You know, yeah. To my brethren Stephen Span, I see you living it up, doing it nice. Gileb, jiggy, naturally. You know, greetings to all. Bernice, greetings. Well, for those who may not be drinking their homemade stuff like myself, I know you're pulling out your best little red wine or white wine, or even sparkling wine. Some of you might feel faith a little heavier. It's okay, it's all okay. And some, you know, might just be sipping on water. I know those, there are some of you all who have your popcorn already popped. You probably done butter up and nice and thing already. Some of you who now take out the food and look into and wondering. Yeah. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's a pleasure, you know, for me to be sitting here and speaking to you all. And while you all at times would speak back to me. And because of that, I give praises, I give thanks, and I appreciate, you know, thank you very much. Thank you all very much for giving me their support. Thank you all very much for tuning in. Thank you all very much for sharing. Those of you who haven't shared us yet and are about to do so, thank you very much. You know, give praises. So, well, today, I know 5 minutes for people to jump in because things are nice, you know, and it's so coincidentally that we are speaking about balance. And I know this is the month and the period where all those who operate that particular instrument called the scale now, you know, whether it gone, whether it's today, whether it's next week, you know, I want to extend a happy and a blessed birthday. You know, we have Bernice in the house, who tonight, you know, she decided to log on for conversation. You know, blessed birthday to you. And I pray that you made the best out of it and you enjoy every moment of it. And plenty continuity and blessings to you, Bernice. You know, Christine Owen was also a day or two behind. You know, and I extend my birthday greetings and happiness for both of you all that consciously I'm aware of. So, you know, let me send some Hey, my brethren, on syllabus on the 8th. But though, now we're talking about, let me set up some likes and some love for all those who celebrating their birthday this month now. You know, it's all about love. It's all about sharing. You know, it's all about caring. Yeah, all the birthday people just jumping. Also, let me get some likes and support. The Christina's in the house. Happy birthday, you know, Bernice. She now blowing out her cake. I'm coming for a slice of that cake, yeah. So if you feel eating all, just remember, I coming for a slice of that cake. And I'm not telling you when, but I coming. Right, so greetings. So you know, as we getting straight into the conversation. Yes? And here we go. Yeah, to my brethren Leroy. Greetings, man. Hey, my brethren Nicholas. Bless. Yeah, you know, I feel good. You all make me feel real good tonight. And I give in praises. I must make acknowledgement, you know, to the Most High. And, you know, to energies and vibration that surround me. You know, to my ancestors. And, you know, even to you lovely people for making this on the wall a success. You know. Ha! So, it's all about being in tune with oneself. It's all about becoming enlightened. You know, as I said, my life is created for anybody. Anybody could tune into my life. You know, anybody could tune into Cherry Ann Thompson. You know. Ha! Well done. Anybody could tune into my life. You know, so anybody, you know, you all are welcome. And that being said, it is yet not for everybody. And what do I mean by that? You know, my topics and the conversation that we partake in, you know, not every person would be involved, or they may not be open to this level of conversation that I normally have. You know, so those of you that are here, I extend my highly appreciation. Thank you. You know, my purpose is not to force anybody to change their belief, to change their practice, to change their custom. That is not my purpose. It is not my dream. I'm not trying to build no membership. I'm not trying to do none of these things. But my intention is to enlighten. You know, I'm here to enlighten you. Likewise, you are also, or you can also enlighten me. So it's all about enlightenment. So you know that we could be aware and we could be conscious of things, because you know some of the things that we do, we're not getting the results that we should get. And you know, there are questions that are being asked. Why am I not being successful? Why am I not getting results that I'm getting? What am I doing wrong? You know, so it's something that would allow you to listen what I'm saying. And you know, sometimes with some of us, it may process longer than others. But you know, my sole objective is for you to think about things, you know, because some of the things that we were taught, some of the things that we adopt, some of the things that we are seeing, you know, it is not correct, you know, layman terms, or it is not accurate as what it is. You know, some of the things that we are doing, it is a copy of what the original thing's supposed to be, but they kind of butter it up and disguise it, you know, and allow us or teach us to do certain things or to do things, and we are not cognizant to the fact or aware of what we actually doing or what we actually getting involved with. So hence the reason why I'm here. And as I say, it's enlightening purpose. And I'm a person, I'm coming here to do enlightening, so that requires, greetings to you, Ayana, that requires a lot of research, so now let me give you all a little small thing, right, before we get in. When I come to do whatever topic is there, is a lot of, I will put myself in a particular space, and allow my energy and my vibration to vibrate on a particular level. And that being said, sometimes it requires, a lot of researching, it requires a lot of reading, because what I'm bringing to you all and the enlightening that I'm sharing to you all, I want it to be of great substance, and so that you all can follow me and you all will be able to understand what I'm saying. So, to give you the choice, greetings to you, Tilsa, to give you all the choice to choose whether or not this is for me or not. Yeah? So we're talking about balance, so, balance. And every time we speak about balance, the thought of a scale, it comes to our mind. When we think about balance and balance, sometimes the thought of a scale comes to our mind. But balance, when you talk about balance, it refers to a state of equilibrium, stability, a state of harmony, in different aspects of our life. Whether it is physical, whether it is emotional, whether it is financial, etc. Greetings to you, Madeline. Hey, Denise, pleasure to have you as well. For example, like riding a bicycle, or even a person who is walking on them tightrope, or wherever the case may be. They walk and they had this pole in their hand and all these kind of things. And they would not even tip over, You're riding a bicycle and you ain't falling over and all these kind of things. Standing on one leg. So, all of that is balance. That's balancing, and that's balancing in the physical aspect. And there are plenty of other examples where we balance, in that physical aspect. Sometimes you might be lying down, on a couch, or you're lying down on the bed and your children and a set of people on the bed, and and you to the end and you're balancing not to fall off and all these kind of things. And there's the physical aspect of balance. And each one of us in our life, we balance physically throughout our life. Some of us who we are not so stable on our feet while walking, we might have a walker, or we might have a cane, to ensure that there is balance, so that we ain't tip over and fall. And then there's another balance, as I mentioned, because there are plenty different types of balance, right? There's the emotional balance, where where sometimes we allowing, or we not allowing our emotions to consume or to dominate our action or our behavior, and like not being or being in control of our feelings, and not being able to manage or to regulate our emotions. For example, you and your boss had a big disagreement, or even your spouse at home, or your siblings, have a disagreement. Probably could have been a little heated. Probably, you could have been accused for something. Probably you all not seeing something on the same terms. And and with that thing, it kind of tip you over the edge. So then, after you leave that disagreement with you and whoever, if it's on your job, or if it's with your spouse, and you come home to family and friends, and when people start to speak to you, because you were so agitated and you were so angry with whatever between you and whoever, that you bring that emotion into your gathering with these people who honestly and sincerely had nothing to do with it. So sometimes you don't want to talk to nobody. Someone asks you a question, you back at them. Right? And when I say back, I don't literally mean back, because we are humans, right? I just mean, when I say back, I meant, you shout at them and you take out your frustration on these people, because your emotion all over the place, and you don't have control of the emotion. So, there's also something that is called emotional balance. And plenty of us, at some time in our life, we experience emotional unbalance. There are times that we somebody asks us something and we turn wrong in our way and we back at them. Yes! And sometimes when we catch ourselves, oh gosh, after a while, if not immediately, we come and apologize. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. I was vexed so and so get me so vexed, and and that. So that is also a form of balancing or not balancing, right? Then it have some of us, sometimes in our life, some of us, our means, and our expense, greetings to you, Anderson, in buying or purchasing things that are not in need or is not a necessity, and we run and we buy and we purchase things, we run and we take loans, we take loans not because we really need the loan to get things, but we run and we take loans just because we know we can get a loan. We have our credit card, we use up our credit card unnecessary, buying all kind of silly stuff, right? And it throws off our financial status, because our outcome is higher than our income, and it causes an imbalance in our life, when it comes to our financial aspect of our life, so it becomes a challenge financially. And there are some of us who become so conscious of it, we start to put things in place. We start to make proper budget so we can find the balance, that we can work our finance within a particular budget. To my brethren, Kwasi, greetings. Some of us, we start to save. Sometimes so we find we spending so much and we ain't saving nothing, and so we start to save so we always have something as a buffer. Some of us would even take some of the money that we have and we would invest it into something so that it could help assist our exuberant life that we choose to live. Some of us who like to look flashy and who like to travel and who like to eat and drink the best, and nothing wrong with it. So these things, we put these things in place now so that we could find balance. And sometimes it take a while when our financial status is off balance. So we start to put these things in place and in these measures which we call control. And because of that, it helps us to mitigate, or it helps us to find that balance with where our income and our outcome could be, could be on the same level, that one wouldn't be too strenuous to the other, that can create serious problems in our life. Then we reach the master of them all. Let me take a little drink. And then there's always being spiritually balanced. And what is to be spiritually balanced? When I say spiritually balanced, what do you mean? What do you mean? I just go to church, I just go to synagogue, I just go to temple, I just go to mosque, I just go to gathering. What do you mean by being spiritually balanced? Now, you see, being spiritually balanced is all about creating a sense of harmony, contentment, and alignment with your spiritual belief, values, and practices. So, it's not just about, hey, you see me, today's Sunday, or today's Wednesday, or today's Thursday, or today's Saturday, let me look to go to church. It's a little more deeper than that. It's about finding that harmony and that peace that is within you. That supports your belief. It supports your value, that things that you value, even your practices. Greetings to you, Julie. A pleasure to have you. It's something that truly it involves. Now, when we're talking about being spiritually balanced, it talks about so many different aspects in our life, right? Or changes within. When I say our life, I mean with ourselves, within ourselves. It involves a great sense of nurturing, right? And cultivating, one self. And cultivating, which cultivating is to build yourself, So when we say nurturing, is feeding yourself the right substance to help make yourself better. And what it is we feed in ourselves, what is the right substance that we are feeding ourselves? And the right substance that we need to feed ourselves, which will help nurture us and cultivate us, will be substances like peace, will be substances like love, substances like simplicity, sincerity, truth. These are the substances that we need to start to feed ourselves in order to start to reach in that level of spiritual balance. So, so it's not just about going to church. you know, are going and worship and all these kind of things. So, you know, it's a process. You know, when we start to understand ourselves and we start to feed ourselves these things, then all these set of other balances that I've spoken about before, you know, which is physical, which is emotional, which is financial, all these things would start to fall, you know, within place or fall in place. You know, so when we start to connect with ourselves spiritually, you know, it's about, greetings to you, Helen, it's about being, you know, connected to something that is greater, even much more greater than oneself. And when I say oneself, in this aspect, I'm speaking about, you know, your physical body. You know, because your physical body is not you. You know, your hands, your foot, your toes, your head, your chest, your stomach, that is not you, but it is yours. You know, so when we talk, you know, so it's something that is, it is greater than just oneself. You know, I'm talking about just your body. You know, it is deeper. You know, so and when I say deeper and I start to say about oneself, you know, it is like reaching, because when you start to reach the depth of you, you know, it's like you're reaching into a higher power, you know, or you're tapping into the universe, or you're tapping into nature, you know, or even to a greater level of consciousness, right? So, you know, so it's not just about I in this physical aspect, you know. So when we start to truly nurture and cultivate these fuel, as I would call it, you know, love, sincerity, truth, peace, and we start to and mold it and grow, you know, there's a connection that we make, you know, that is not just about you, the physical you, but it's a connection, you know, with this higher energy, this higher vibration, this divine or this divinity. You know, it's a connection with you and the whole universe. You know, a connection with you and nature. You know, it's a connection with you and a deeper level of your consciousness. You know, it's all about finding tranquility and able, greetings to you, and being able to manifest that peace within yourself. So, you know, once a person who is striving to reach that balance, that spiritual balance, you know, these would be the things that he or she needs to have in mind. You know, so we need to purge and we need to cleanse ourselves and our thoughts from impurities, from you know, negative vibration, and we need to start to think about positive energies, positive vibration. We need to start to be truthful. Firstly, we need to start to be truthful to ourselves. You know, then after we start to be truthful to ourselves, which means we start to accept ourselves for who and what we are. And then after becoming truthful to ourselves, then we need to be truthful to our divine. If whatever we choose to be our divine, or whatever we choose to call our God, or whatever we choose to see as a higher vibration. You know? And so when you start to be truthful to yourself, and you start to be truthful to that higher power, right? Then automatically you don't have a choice to be truthful to the people. So when you start to manifest these things, and you start to understand these things, you know, and you start to feed yourself love, you know, sincerity, you know, it will be easy now for you to walk, and you know, now you're allowing yourself to be in a space of contentment. You know, you're contented with whatever you have to make it do. You know, so you're starting to find that stage of balance. You know, and this is how it goes. And when that happens, it helps us to do a lot of things. It helps us to manage stress. It helps us to manage anxiety. You know, it helps us to control negative emotions. You know, and that is what we need to start to work on. You know, we need to start to be in control of these things. So when we start to master these things, and we start to get control over these things, you know, so you know, and learn how to let go all these sorts of impurity, then one can easily hold on to that spiritual belief, or even his spiritual practices. You know, even it becomes easier. You know, so with that now, it will be harder for one to be distracted. You know, but these things it's not just about, hey, let me let go this, let me let go that, let me stop doing that. You know, it's a procedure that needs to take place. You know, it's things that you need to do, practices that you need to do, you know, and manifest a level of discipline. You know, and in doing so, one must, it brings or it ignites a great level of maturity. And when we talk, you know, when people hear maturity, you know, oftentimes we expect maturity is with age. But age and maturity have nothing to do with one another. You know, because oftentimes we would sit down and we would be liming or socializing with our peers, and we may see someone who may be as equal age as us or even older, but yet their behavior is extremely childish or immature. So, you know, maturity have nothing to do with age. You don't have to be it's an error in statement, or it's an error in thought that we believe or we think that the older someone becomes, you know, is more mature that person becomes. And maturity is not just bring on Yes, of course there is something as total balance. And this is what I'm saying, you know. when we start to work and we start to practice balance in the spiritual aspect of life, then everything is going to iron out itself. You know, everything is going to fall into place. And you know, so just by you starting to operate in a particular way and behave in a particular way, you would find your balance, your physical balance would start to be intact, because now you would become, or it would become easier for you now to concentrate and able to focus, because you are not easily distracted. You know, emotional balance as well. You know, you would learn now how to control your emotions, right? So, you know, if you and I have an argument and John see at the stormy moment, you will be able now, and I don't want to say an argument, because now when you reach the level of maturity, or you reach that level of spiritual balance, there would not be an argument. We'll have a discussion, right? And you will be able now to maintain and keep your peace. So therefore, if Paul comes and to speak to you, or Michelle comes to speak to you, you would therefore be able to turn to them and speak to them as known. You know, because you have found yourself in that space where there is balance. You know, and so when it comes to even to the financial aspect that I've spoken about before, you know, and plenty times some of us, we end up in financial difficulties because we start to live, or we start to do something that is beyond our means. You know, either we misspend money carelessly, or we misjudge it, or we buy something that we didn't need, or we take a trip that wasn't necessary, and it puts us, you know, or we want something that we don't need. You know, so as they say, perfect balance, total balance, yes. So, you know, so once one acquires or learn how to be spiritually balanced, he or she, his or her whole demeanor or whole manifestation will be of a different. You know, but in reaching or becoming that stage it requires meditation. You know, before I get into that, there is a very valid point you make there, Betty Lou. But well done. Yes. So, you know, it also requires meditation, right? And what is meditation? We just say meditation, but what is meditation? Meditation is just the mere fact that one's sitting down within a space of him or herself and allowing your thoughts, you know, to explore on anything. You know, so it's not just, I'm gonna say anything, it's not just a sit down here and you know, but you know, it's based on something that is positive, something that could you know, bring forth positive vibration to you or to somebody else. You know, it's deep thoughts. You know, and then it comes to praise. And now, plenty of us, we don't know how to pray. And plenty of us, we miss. Yes, plenty of us, we miss, or we misunderstand. We misunderstand the difference between praise, giving praises, or praise and praise. Right? And it's a difference. And plenty of us, we don't know how to pray. You know, we pray so openly. And I really wanted to get into prayers because I was contemplating on doing that on a separate something. But you know what? We done it already. Right? So in praying, we often times when we pray to God, for those who pray to God, you know, we offer prayers unto God. And oftentimes we do it incorrectly. I don't want to go in this. Anyway, we pray to God every day, right? When the truth of the matter is, we're supposed to give praises unto God every day. You know, when we're supposed to sit down and we're supposed to give acknowledgement unto God every day, give Him praises every day. You know, but we pray to God every day. And when we pray to God every day in our prayers, as the person who prayed, as the person who praying, who are praying, gratuity, of course, the person that who are praying, right? If we say that if we ask God for our bread, according to when they read, you know, and according to our elders, and if you pray and ask God for anything, He's going to give it to you, you know. And if we say that God hears and He answers all prayers, then what is the problem? Why it is that if we pray for something, we don't get it, we make an excuse, right? Which contradicts. I didn't want to get in this prayer talk, you know. Which contradicts our saying. You know, and that is because the way how we would pray, it is not the correct way to pray. Right? We pray with, number one, we pray and we challenge God. Right? Because if we pray every day and we don't have a house, or when we go to church every Sunday or every Wednesday and we don't have a house or we don't have a job, we continuously praying for this house and this job, right? Or if we belong, if we belong to a football team or a basketball team or whatever team, and you know we come and we hug up and we decide to pray, This is here the prayers we're going to pray. God, basic part of the prayers. God, let us win this match. Let us win this match. So we pray, let us win this match. The nether team praying, let us win this match. Boom. You pray for that, but the next team come and win. You know? So then, why did God not answer your prayers? How come God answer the nether team prayers? You know, and these kind of things, boy, sometimes somebody might be ailing on a bed and they reach a stage in their life where they make up their mind to transcend to another or beyond, you know. And here I come in and pray. Now they're going through tremendous pain. And this is me now. Oh God, heal the book and let him live and bring him back, and oh God, don't take him and let him stay with us a little longer. And this person now, he done shut down. He or she wants to go home. Right? And because you don't yourself have a clue the type of pain that this individual are feeling. Right? Sometimes, our next thing we will do, sometimes we pray, oh God, whatever, I pray for Arnold. And I pray that I give him his heart desire. Now suppose my heart desire is for you not to be successful. So then when you are not successful, you want to know what's going on. You know, so I'm saying this to get at, when we pray, sometimes we pray in ignorance, right? And when we pray to God, we need to be specific. We need to be extremely specific. Those who are looking for a better relationship, for example, I'll take a drink. Right. We're looking for a better relationship. Or we're looking for a house. Either. Oh God, I want a woman praying. Oh God, I want a man. I want somebody in my life. Whatever. God say, you want a man? Okay. He sent a man. The man is a drunkard. You ain't want it. You're done with it. You're going back again. Oh God, I can't get no man. I want a man or I want a woman. And I can't. The next person come in your life, beating the living daylight or abusing you, whether it's physically, emotionally, mentally, however, you know, abusing you, but you're running. Alright? You're going back and you start to pray for another mister or another spouse. This spouse you get cheating on you. I'm going to say cheating on you. You know, you're running. Then, you know, what's going on? And then this is what they say, oh gosh, I can't have get a man in my life. Or I can't have get a woman. You know, why? So, you know, when we are praying, greetings to you, oh gosh, I know. I apologize, I can't pronounce the name right now, I apologize. But greetings to you. You know, so when we are praying, we need NK. We need to be specific. We need to mold. You know, we need to be precise when we are asking for what we are asking for. Right? We need to be assertive. So if someone, you go to look for someone, or you know someone is ailing, before you get into prayers, no, we take a little detour, right? Before you get into prayers, you need to have a conversation with the person that you're going to pray for. And find out, you know, ask questions, you know, would you like to be healed, or you're feeling what you think, and you hear and you feel where the mind at. So then when you offer up your prayers, it would be in line or in sync with what that person heart or wishes, or where the mind and the spirit is. So, you know, and that would be balanced. You know, so it comes back to being the equilibrium of the vibration. So now both of you and that same individual would be on the same page, and not you praying for one thing and they praying for another. So there is a pull. You know, so like in little example, so like when we pray and we want to win a match, right? What we need to pray for is that we must, when we out there on the field or on the court or wherever we are, that we remember what was taught to us. Our practice, that we put it into play, and we master our skills out there, and we help us to capitalize on our opportunity to score goals or score points and whatever these things. And this is the way, you know. So you're not praying just to win, because everybody prays to win, but you need to be more specific when you pray, right? Because, so that being said, now there is where you would find your balance and your tranquility in your prayers. And when you pray, it truly will have purpose. You know, so as I say, so, you know, it's plenty meditation, plenty praises, you know. And when we talk about praises, all praises mean is giving acknowledgement to what is. You know, so if you're giving praises to a car, you're just giving acknowledgement to, hey, this car is a fast car, is a comfortable car, is whatever. So, you know, so you're giving praises. You know, some of us, you know, we could start to sit down and in our thoughts, we could start to do some writing, you know, some journaling, you know, just to keep ourselves focused, you know. And sometimes, you know, it even requires getting involved in some of our practices, you know, and some of our discipline, you know, you're getting involved in it and doing certain things, you know, if you're into your rituals or whatever have you, you know. So when we're talking about balancing ourselves spiritually, is our process. And the more individuals start to understand that level of balance spiritually, you know, one would realize that it don't just stop at one point. You know, for example, I done buy my car, I ain't saving again because I was saving for a car. You know, so when it comes to that spiritual balance, and you start to go into meditation, you start to do your praises, you know, and you start to get more involved in your practices or your discipline and all these kind of things. You know, one will come to the understanding that, I can even go even more deeper, you know, and this life of spirituality is a very lonely life, you know, and I say so because it's a life that when one start to meditate and one start to generate a certain type of energy or a certain type of vibration, you know, one would start to, he or she would start to lose the appetite to party, to socialize, to hang out, you know, to do plenty things, because he or she, you know, they have found a great level of comfort within themselves. You know, they have reached a stage or a higher stage, as Nicholas correctly indicated, a stage of higher consciousness. You know, and no meditation does not have to be Bible based. Meditation, you can meditate on anything. You could sit down and you could look at your hands, right? And you could look at your 5 fingers, you know, and you could watch how each fingers were designed or created or made or built, whichever term you choose to use, differently. And then you could start with that, and you could start to meditate how, you know, how useful your fingers or your hands, you know, and so, you know, so anything you could use, you know, to meditate. It doesn't have to be the Bible. You can read any book, and you could go into a great level of meditation. Yes, but that intercessory prayers, truly, that person, you and that person have to be on the same scale, and you all have to be balanced. Because now, this is how prayers operates with people. When you praying or intercession on someone's behalf, right, you putting out. So this person on that other half, he or she has to be open. So when you put out, he or she will be open to receive. So if you intercession on someone's behalf and then open for it, what you are doing there is like pedaling a steamroller up a big hill. It just isn't making sense. You know, so both of you all have to be on the same page. So therefore both of you will be balanced. So when you're praying for this person, right, and you start to go in depth and you start to intercede for this on this person's behalf, they as well must be open for what you are putting out. So therefore they can receive that energy, and that intercession would be even at a more greater vibration, and it will operate in such speed, that is beautiful. There is some this life beautiful, isn't it? I love this life. Or they're sending me down a road. Or they're sending me down a road. So what I'm saying to you, Juliet, there is something that is called instantaneous healing. Right? And instantaneous healing happens, as the word stated, instantaneously. Right? So from the mere fact that someone comes to you for help, and they open to you for help, and you decide to help this individual, the healing process already have been started. Yes? But what happens is sometimes it takes longer than we anticipate. And we run out of patience. And some of us, we go to other people searching for help. And help and help and help and help. And they throw off the whole equilibrium of things. They throw off the balance. And so sometimes I have to start, and there are times that the healing process, it takes place instantaneously, that all you just have to do is just wait a bit. But sometimes we get so impatient, because anybody who are not well, we want to get well immediately. So when they do that, they leave you and they go elsewhere. And when they go elsewhere, right, they would start to see signs of healing taking place. And when they see signs of healing taking place, they ain't study you, They start to acknowledge the person who they went to last. But it actually started with you. That form of instantaneous healing. Yes, balance can come in stages, as in everything. So the more you find yourself into deeper meditation, you find yourself in deeper prayer or praises, or in deeper practices and stuff like that, is the more you becomes balanced. It would be harder for someone to come and flick you off the edge or kick you off the edge, because now, and this is what it is stated, you would realize that it becomes so dynamic, it becomes so deep, during your journey. So, it's not just about, I good. When you get involved in it, this is why you would see people who do meditation, like monks and these people, they would be doing this for years and years and years and years, because the more you start to do it, is the more deeper, the more involved. You becomes, according to Nicholas again, you becomes more aware, more conscious, because this journey is a very vast and it deep, it very, very, very deep. So, so that is why we come. So that is why we come to the consciousness that when it comes to balance, when you think about the term balance, is like, it's like whatever energy or whatever vibration you put out there, is that will return to you, as our elders which clearly state to us, what goes around comes back around. So once we find, because there are balance, there must have a balance. So if you as an individual, you have plenty money and you carelessly spend this money on a set of things, and you ain't save, you ain't invest, you ain't budget, it must have a balance to balance off that, and the balance to balance off that go make you have you broken or homeless or jobless or penniless or wherever less, and that is the balance, and so whatever energy we put out, whatever energy we release, is whatever energy is going to come back to us, and scientists, they call this term, believe it or not, current gone. Oh no, current gone. I hope all you hearing me still. Current gone. Well, it's still on the line. Current gone. Steady. Just now. And I guess I'll take a point, please. I feel I should okay, I will have to call off this, and we will have to continue this. Thank you all very much. I'm so sorry for this abrupt finish. Current gone, and I was enjoying this life.